I had a very nice childhood. And my father was a photographer, photojournalist. Mother was an editor, so very intellectual family. Not religious at all. Jewish, but not religious. I went to law school there. It was the time when I was in the high school when everything changed and the country became a democratic country. And when I was in the law school, basically everything was newly written and just figuring out, and no textbooks yet, and so it was very chaotic. The mentality, I already started feeling that it was not a very open-minded, not very pleasant in a way. In the law school, one summer I was in Boston and heard about this green card lottery. So what I did, I didn't consult my family too much. I just mailed an application for my father and myself. And they said, we never win anything. We are not one of those people. And a year later, they got a mail that now they got the green card lottery. My father was very excited. He always wanted to be in New York as a photographer. My mother said, it's too late, we are too old for that. So my father won and they immigrated in 1996, and I didn't get the green card. So I stayed back in Hungary alone, and I finished the law school. I started working there. In 2000, my mother came back around Christmas time and she said, "What are you doing here? Didn't you want to leave all the time, and you are now working in a law firm? You're going to be stuck here, and the language is going to be more difficult later." So she basically just asked me, like, if you want to go, then go now. My father applied for my green card a year after they came, that it's going to be all automatically fine, just join the family. But even when I arrived to the airport, I had a feeling that something is wrong. So they said, what kind of visa? So I had a tourist visa, but I also had this pending green card application, and I even showed the immigration officer, which I learned later that it was a big mistake. They could have sent me back because of that. Luckily I was able to get into the country, but then I learned after talking to some lawyers that it's going to be, could be up to 10 years to get the green card, and meanwhile there is nothing available. So basically I could not legally work here, I could not travel because after 9/11 even that became difficult. I had extended the tourist visa, I think 2 times or something like this, but even that expired at one point, and was just waiting. I found out about the non-credit graduate program, so I basically changed professions meanwhile and tried to survive. And I studied conflict resolution, mediation, and that became my new passion. My family, even today, after all these years, they are not really settled, so they go back and forth. They spend maybe 6 months here because of we were here, the children, and so they were happy. My father published a book here on New York, and so they had a lot of good things, but it's not at all a very simple story, I guess. Working for the United Nations Development Program in the Ombudsman's office, which was a dream in 2001 when I became a mediator, that maybe one day doing that work for the UN, wow, wouldn't that be great? So that dream came true, and I'm very happy about that.